Hello, hello, hello. It's late. It's 9:55 p.m. Not going to be on here long. But I got this story. I'm going to try to figure out how to work this StreamYard. I hope you guys had a beautiful week. I hope that your weekend is just as beautiful as your week was. And if it wasn't, make the best of it, okay? Because there's a lot that is happening out here. So many stories that just cannot cover them all. So the story was sent to me through my email, and whenever I get a story in my email, I always go and I look for other sources of it just to make sure that it is a real story. Not saying that I don't trust what people are sending me. I don't want to give you something that's not happening. So this is actually happening. It's probably a little freaky and scary for them over there. And I'm pretty sure it'll be here. Everything that's starting somewhere else is always ending up here. We got the mysterious illness out there. That's what the white lung syndrome, the walking pneumonia. Now we have this 100-day cough that is spreading. As you enter, please hit the like button. It really does help the channel. It helps us grow. I'm trying to grow this channel and just provide for my family. Just keeping it real. But bringing you news that you can use. And I may start bringing you news you can't use either, just out of pure entertainment to, get away from all of the gritty stories that I'm giving you, because it's a lot that is happening. It's a lot that I could bring you that I don't bring you. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get into it so that I can go to bed. Hold on for 1 second. And feel free to comment. Okay, so let's get to sharing the screen. I hope that you can see. Tab. There we go. I hope that you can see the screen that I'm showing you here. This is an actual story, you guys. This is crazy, but it is an actual story. So it says cases of 100-day cough arise in the UK. And here are some of the signs and symptoms to look for if you've had that cough that you just can't shake. And y'all, I was in the grocery store today trying to do a live after my Walmart live collapsed on me. It just disappeared. They did not want me to do a live in Walmart. So what's happening is people was coughing all around me. I couldn't even do a video. And I said, I got to go. I got to get out of here. So cases of whooping cough, sometimes called the 100-day cough, are on the rise in England and Wales, having increased by roughly 230% compared to last year. And that's according to the figures from the UK Health Security Agency. Between July and November 2023, there were 716 reported occurrences of whooping cough, which I have not heard of whooping cough in a long time. It is 3 times higher than the same period in 2022. These numbers remain lower in the pre-pandemic years. However, officially known as pertussis, and I definitely have not heard that word since I was a little girl. Whooping cough is a highly contagious bacterial infection of the lungs and breathing tubes. So this is very serious. The disease is most dangerous in infants. The WHO states The WHO is warning that people with pertussis are most contagious up to about 3 weeks after the cough begins. That's after the cough begins. So therefore, you start feeling good, like some people do, and they say, oh, I need to run to the store because I ain't been to the store in days. I need to go to the store. You feel good, but your body is still shedding. You are shedding whatever disease you have to other people. What are the symptoms? Early symptoms usually appear 7 to 10 days after infection and include a mild fever, runny nose, sore throat, and a cough, which gradually develops into a hacking cough and then a whooping once, hence the name, whooping cough. I do remember as a child somebody having it, and I don't remember who it was, but I do remember the whooping cough because it sounded like a dog barking. And that's not trying to be funny. That's what it sounds like. And it was very painful for them, that cough. And it says that sometimes it lasts for weeks or even months, almost like that long haul COVID. Some adults may also experience rib pain from coughing so much, or in more extreme cases, a hernia. I've even heard of people saying that it felt like their ribs was cracking while they was coughing. That's how hard the cough is. While whooping cough affects all ages and is usually mild, it can be more serious for babies and very young children. In particular, babies under the age of 6 months old have a higher chance of suffering from pneumonia, breathing difficulties, and seizures. So you know what they're about to tell you to do. For this reason, pregnant women are recommended to get the vaccination. They're recommended to get vaccinated to protect their babies from birth, while young babies are offered 3 doses of the whooping cough jab. Why does it take 3 for such a little person? Just a question. Y'all can let me know in the comments right now, or you can let me know if you're watching this on replay. And if you're watching this on replay and you can't see the screen because I didn't want to pay the extra money to StreamYard to save my recording. Now it'll save the video, but it might not save the actual screen that you're seeing it on. So if you hit that notification, you know when I go live, because I'm going to start doing a lot more stories like this on StreamYard. Now maybe one day, if you know I can make enough money, I can do this where I can save it so you can always replay it back. So they want the pregnant women to get vaccinated to protect their babies before their babies are born. And when their babies are born, you can go ahead and get 3 doses of the whooping cough. They give the whooping cough jab at 8, 12, and 16 weeks. It says that in the 50s, there were over 100,000 suspected. And this is where they're trying to scare. They're trying to scare you, the pregnant women up there in the other paragraph, but down here they're trying to scare everybody so they can get that vaccination. So in the 50s, there were over 100,000 suspected cases of whooping cough in England and Wales per year. The Oxford Vaccine Group, a vaccine research group within the Department of Pediatrics at the hospital, and that's how they spelled it, so that's how I said it, at the University of Oxford. Not making light of it. This is a serious story. And this is, you know, them trying to scare you into submission. The development of a vaccine for children led to a dramatic fall in these numbers and helped prevent thousands of deaths. The C-19 pandemic is most likely the reason for the current increase in pertussis cases, according to that agency. Which linked the lockdown measures to reduce immunity and a fall in vaccination rates due to disruption caused to medical services. So for one, it's always funny how they already have a vaccine for stuff before it even come out. I know, you know, that's what science is and you study stuff or whatever, but it just always seems that way. Could just be me. It's just weird. Just weird how they get that vaccine together so fast, like they did with C, and jab everybody up that they could jab and force people to jab, or you can't work, you can't go to school, you can't shop, you can't do this. It's funny. Before the introduction of routine immunization, whooping cough used to affect tens of thousands of people. Thanks to vaccination, this has dropped dramatically. See, again, they're trying to let you know, hey, you get this shot. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said the S word. You get this prick, you'll be okay. So thanks to the vaccination, this has dropped dramatically, but the infection hasn't gone away completely, as neither infection nor vaccination can provide lifelong protection. So at the top, they're telling you to go and jab your baby up, jab yourself up in the next paragraph. And then at the last paragraph, because they figure you ain't going to read that far, they want you to know that neither infection or vaccination can provide lifelong protection. So why y'all doing all that jabbing to them babies? Anyway, as expected, we are now seeing cases of whooping cough increase again. So it's vital pregnant women ensure they get vaccinated to protect their babies. Ain't that something? They are soaring 250% in a year. Now, I don't like how he covering with his hand. You're supposed to cover with your sleeve. But at least he covering. Them people in that grocery store today, they just, and one lady had a deep cough. And I was already tired. So when you're tired and you have an autoimmune deficiency going on in your body, a couple of them, you got to get out of there. So I got out of there with the quickness. I picked up my daughter's eggnog that she's been begging me for, and I keep forgetting. I picked that up, and I picked up something else. I can't remember. And I got out of it. I got two things, and I got out. I was supposed to be recording a video. I cut that video short. It won't even be a video on that story at all. So it says the number of whooping cough cases have soared 250% in a year. And that's according to the UK Health Security Agency. I don't want to repeat the same thing because it looked like it's repeating the same story I just did. But what about this one, y'all? Veterinarians warn of mystery dog illness. Now, I've been getting emails about this, and I apologize for those of you who sent me the emails about the dogs getting sick. I get so many emails. I cannot get to them all. But this fits right on in there with it. So we're going to do it. Veterinarians and animal shelters around the country, and I haven't read this one ahead of time. This one just popped up. Veterinarians and animal shelters around the country are reporting an increase in highly contagious, sometimes fatal mystery dog illness, just like that mystery illness that's going around attacking children. I'm pausing because I want y'all to think on that for a minute. I think I like doing stories like this. I'm turned up, and it's too late to be turned up. It says, still the disease sweeping the United States has experts somewhat stumped. Y'all let me know in the comments. Have y'all heard about this on the news? I know some of you have because you sent me the email, but have the rest of y'all heard about this? Because I've been watching the news a little bit off and on all week, and I didn't see this anywhere. I didn't see this I don't have a dog, but I've had a dog. God rest her soul. She passed in 2020 when all this crazy stuff started happening. I really could have used her for comfort. We really could have, but she was sick. She had to be taken out of that pain. It says, let's see. Researchers, basically, they're stumped. Researchers continue to search for answers using samples from infected dogs, while vets are guiding pet owners in the hopes of further preventing the spread of the virus. I can only imagine they tell them, don't take your dog to a dog park or something like that. Don't let them drink out of the communal water bowl that people have, and maybe not cut back on some of the play dates because, my neighbors, they do play dates. My neighbor in front of me and the neighbor behind me, they have two small dogs, and they take turns going to each other's house, and the dogs are playing and barking at me and my chickens. But yeah, I wonder if they know about this. I might have to let them know about that. So it says severe, fast moving, and highly contagious. It all begins with the cough. Don't it always, though? Human or animals. A normal case of kennel cough, according to the veterinarians, presents with the same symptoms as this mysterious illness. Symptoms include coughing, loss of appetite, runny nose, lethargy, and sometimes a low fever. Almost the same symptoms, pretty much the same symptoms for humans. It's weird. It's really weird. However, unlike kennel cough, I'm not laughing at this. I'm laughing at myself because it says kennel cough, and I just got through saying how whooping cough sounds like you barking. However, unlike kennel cough, which usually clears up in 7 to 10 days, this new illness might last weeks. It can even lead to fatal instances of pneumonia. Veterinarians believe it is a new virus infecting younger canines and causing lengthier illnesses. Moreover, the usual treatment for pneumonia in dogs may not be enough for this severe, fast-moving disease. So that one's moving fast. The whooping cough / pertussis is moving fast. COVID's still out there. The mysterious illness, the white lung disease, is still out there, and God knows what else is still out there. Now, I don't know. I doubt if they'll say that this is something that could spread to humans, but at this point, it don't even matter. We got our own stuff going on, almost the same as theirs. So they're saying that I would say there's been maybe 50% increase in the number of coughing dogs we detect. Many of the dogs are usually passing away or being euthanized because, oh, wow, of this really severe, fast-moving, really intense pneumonia. Wow, that sounds painful for them. It really do sound really, really painful. And it's nothing like seeing your pet. It's not really a pet. It's a family member, you know, because they're doing everything with you. They're eating dinner with you. They're going on walks with you. You know what I'm saying? You playing with them when you playing with your kids. That's a family member. And watching them suffer. So they're saying social environments such as boarding facilities, dog parks, you are susceptible. Well, they are susceptible to this kennel cough thing that's going on. Animal shelters are struggling to combat the spread of contagious, mysterious illness killing dogs. This is particularly true among those already experiencing capacity crisis from an influx of pet surrenders. Wow. So y'all dogs getting sick and y'all just getting rid of them like that. It would say North Carolina. In North Carolina, the Wake County Animal Shelter closed in early October due to a quickly spreading severe illness. Sorry about that. The closure was expected to be temporary. The shelter reported the illness as canine influenza. Despite this, the infected dogs have shown symptoms similarly to the mystery illness killing dogs across the country, including cough, nasal discharge, and cases resulting in severe pneumonia. The shelter serves the state's capital county, which is home to more than 1 million people. That's a lot of people. Not where I live, though. In the time since 4 dogs have died from the rapid spreading disease, more have been sick and recovered. Nearly 2 months later, the facility has just announced it is moving to reopen, and it is finally saw a decrease in illness symptoms. So they was waiting for everything to decrease before they open back up. I ain't gonna read this whole thing. But that's sad. Yeah, it's nothing like seeing your pet sick, like, like that right there. It was hard for me in that, I've never been a dog lover like that because when I was younger, I was traumatized. I still suffer from PTSD. I'm saying different alphabet, but PTSD from being chased by a Doberman Pinscher. I mean, I tell you, I tried to climb the tree. The dog tried to climb the tree too. It tried to climb a vehicle, and the dog tried to get on top of the vehicle too. I was just traumatized. So every time I see a black Doberman Pinscher, which a distant neighbor, not one in my area, has one, I turn around. I don't want to hear your dog don't bite. Your dog have teeth unless you pull them all. But I just realized yesterday when I went to the post office that it's not the fact that I have this PTSD, this stress from this black Doberman. It's a black dog, period. Any kind of black dog. I flash back to the Doberman though. It doesn't matter the breed of the dog. I always say I don't want no black dog. My kids always laugh at me and say, "Mama, you racist." And I'm like, no, it's not that. It's just I cannot do it. And so I realized yesterday when the lady had her poodle, she was working. She had her poodle back there with her behind the counter because it's a little small post office box. By the way, my post office box number has changed. It is now 6401. Yeah, 6401. But anyway, off of that. Pretty dog. And I told her, I said, I can't wait till I get another one because I, be sitting here and my daughter be at work. I'm like, oh, I'm so bored. If I'm not doing news, I'm just so bored. I want a pet or whatever. And she was like, well, if I see one, I'll let you know, whatever. And she's like, does it matter the color? Because she was like, she has a black dog. I was like, not black. And that's when it hit me. It's not that it's just a black Doberman that I'm scared of. It's a black dog in general because the black Doberman scared me so bad. You can just have trauma like that. But anyway, y'all, I just want to bring y'all this story. This is crazy. Y'all can let me know what y'all think. Oh, who's in here? Who's saying what? I didn't realize all y'all were in here because when I was on the other screen, I couldn't see the comments. And see, McBean is in here. You had that in 2019. Pharmacy advice was it will pass after a few months. Bro, excuse me. My throat is so dry. I'm in here drinking lemon water with apple cider vinegar. Okay, I read that one. I now take a lot of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Been good. McBean, I am with you on that because the other day I felt so bad. And I said, oh, it feel like, how it feel like something coming on you and you could just feel it. And so I was like, went to my nightstand. I started just pulling out all kinds of stuff. I had the vitamin C. No, I didn't do the vitamin C. I had the vitamin D. I had the zinc. I had the turmeric capsules. I mean, in the B12s. Got up the next morning. I felt fine. Hey, Susan. Why does a newborn need any shots? Don't they have immunity from their mothers? In actuality, they do, but I know that it does not last a long time. My thing is, why does the child have to have 3 of that particular vaccine? Why are they pushing that so right now? Hey, Sherry. Corey's in here. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Corey? It was released to America in early 2020. I pretty much didn't buy it at all. I knew it was a setup. Well, it might not have been a setup, but it was a setup for a stick. Yeah, it was a setup for a stick. Let me stop saying that. Of course, I never got the jab and I don't want it all. I don't believe in it. It feels like all of us are living in religious cult world. I will say I did get those first 3 or whatever. At the time I was working. But then when I found out the position that I had as a teacher assistant, they weren't going to need a teacher assistant because they were doing school online. So all they needed was the teachers. I was like, well, I ain't getting a shot. And then one of my sisters, she was working at a veterans hospital And they told everybody, they gave them a memo, you know, you going to get this shot, or I'm sorry, I shouldn't say shot on here. You're going to get this prick or you're not going to have a job, basically. So she got it and she got sick. And she believes that it was from that. It caused heart issues with her. Like she had to literally go to the emergency room. And I don't know if her stent is because of that, but I know she ended up with a stent. So I'll just leave it like that. And yet and still, she still has gotten those again. But after that happened to her, I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Pinky says, keep your baby home for a few months. Tanae, hey Tanae, how are you? You had it 4 days ago. No. What are you talking about, Sherry? What are you talking about? Another box of masks and refuse to be in crowds. I just got another box of masks in the mail, but I really don't wear my mask unless I'm like going to the mall or if I'm in a grocery store that I know is super duper packed, like around this time or whatever. And then it's still, it's just because sometimes I feel like shortness of breath in having that on. And I definitely had it on when I was in the hospital with my mom last week. And thank y'all for the prayers for my mom. She had that surgery on Tuesday, and then she had a second surgery. I don't even think I mentioned it on that Thursday. And then she stayed in there for 2 days. And then today, my brother had to take her back to the emergency room because she had some issues, but she should be fine. She's supposed to be with me next week. So, for the weekend. Yeah, don't let your dog lick you. Well, that is not gonna. Now, if I had a cute little puppy, I probably would. But yeah, don't let your dog lick you in the face. So I had a huge bull mastiff. I used to breed bull mastiffs. Yeah, ain't no licking in the face with them. All that slop. Mycoplasma pneumonia. Yeah, white lung syndrome. Been seeing more people wearing masks again. Yeah, I've been seeing that too. But I've also, like the store I was in today, absolutely nobody had a mask on. It was like IGA. After I left out of that Walmart, I went to the IGA. Just because that particular Walmart and that IGA is like 40 minutes from me. So I said, well, I done drove 40 minutes for this Walmart and couldn't get that live to work. I'm going to go ahead to the IGA and do a video and then put it up. I was going to put it up for Saturday. Nobody. And that's not saying a mask is not going to protect you 100%. I always say a mask is not going to protect you 100%. Just like a condom is not going to protect you from getting somebody pregnant or catching some kind of STD. You still can catch something with wearing a mask, but your chances are lessened. It's not, you're not going to get it. And I think some people think, well, you're not going to get it if you're wearing a mask. Or why you, because I used to get comments, why you got the diaper on your face? You did. And I'm like, well, when you start paying my medical bills, because I've had COVID twice, and the first time was horrible. The second time was worse. So, until you start paying my medical bills, that's just your opinion. Yeah, Sherry. Jasmine had been sick. Was my dog's name. Jasmine had been sick. She started with seizures and not ever having a dog to have a seizure, my husband, well, he has had dogs before, but I didn't know what to do, and he wasn't there, so I was talking to him on the phone, and he was like, well, he's thinking like a person, but I'm thinking, well, even with a person, you ain't supposed to hold them when they're having a seizure. I mean, we learned that in CPR because I was in the medical field. You don't hold somebody when they're having a seizure. You move stuff from around them so they don't hurt themselves while they're having it, but you don't hold them, and you try to have them on their side. But he told my son to hold the dog, and then we found out from the vet, no, don't hold the dog when they're having a seizure, because when they come out of it, they're disoriented, just like we're disoriented, but with them, they may bite. So I'm glad that didn't happen, but it was rough seeing her have that seizure. Whew, I'm getting emotional. It was rough watching her have that seizure. And I told my husband, you need to come home now, because I don't want to wait another week for you to get here for us to take her to the vet. I said, because she's not really eating right now. And I don't like that she's not eating. And she had started throwing up. And when it got to the point where she could not walk, like before, where she wouldn't eat, she would at least drink some water, but she wouldn't walk. She would just like move her head to the bowl or whatever. And then it got to the point where she wasn't doing that, and then she wasn't walking. I was like, you need to get home now, because there's no way me and my son, we cannot pick this dog up. She was a big dog. So when he got there, I had already made an appointment with the vet, let them know that we were coming, that she wasn't walking. So they was like, well, once you get in the parking lot, call and we'll bring the gurney out or whatever, stretcher, whatever you call it. And that's what we did. But he had to literally carry her out of the house into his truck. And then him and my son rode together with her, and me and my daughter rode in my vehicle. And we went to the vet because we knew that we were going to have to put her down. And that was really difficult. It was more difficult than I thought it would be. I didn't think, I guess you take things for granted, just like, you shouldn't take life for granted. You take things for granted, and you take your pet for granted and what they brought into your life, and that unconditional love when you're upset and whatever. She knew when you were upset. She knew when you didn't feel good, because she would come and lay by the bed if, when I wasn't feeling well or whatever. So you take those things for granted, and I miss having her. I really, really do. And I didn't hold her, but it was almost like she knew that she was about to go and say her last goodbyes to us. Because when my husband was standing by her, because he was holding her, like leaning over her, because he couldn't literally hold her. She was on the bed, and he was, had his arms around her, stroking her head and stuff. And she looked over at me, and tears were rolling down her eyes. And I'm like, oh my God, I've almost lost it. I had to leave out of the room. I could not stay in that room. And they gave her that shot, and I'm going off of what he told me, because he stayed in there. I left out of there. I couldn't take it. I had never seen nothing like that before. But it was rough. It was rough. But off of that, because that got me crying. Robin says, cost of veterinarians has risen. Pet owners are resorting to home treatments and researching for. Yeah, a lot of people doing that for themselves too, because especially if you don't have pet insurance and stuff like that. I know my mother-in-law, her bull mastiff, which was one of our pups that we gave to her, had to have surgery not too long ago, and they had pet insurance. I don't know what that cost, but I'm like, I could barely afford my health insurance. I don't know. Chat box says, worse than COVID. Robin, after my cat passes away, no more pets. All I will have left are my show breed cavapoos. Oh, you got cavapoos? which I will most likely retire them. Yeah, because I said I didn't want another big dog, which my husband wants a big dog. I don't think he wants to do a bull mastiff again. I think he wants to do a Connie Corso. But I told him I don't know. I really don't want a big dog anymore. Don't want another lockdown. Yeah. I don't think it would be another lockdown. There's always that potential though, with the way things are going, with all the stuff that's out here, with them having so many open borders, not restricting things, like they see what's happening in China, and all they worrying about. Who was Biden worrying about? Banning cigarettes. Oh, I'm not gonna ban the cigarettes because basically saying I'm not gonna get the vote if I ban them cigarettes now. I'm gonna wait. But you don't let people know what you're gonna do anyway, which half of them said they ain't gonna vote for them anyway. So I hit stores in their low customer times. Cough drops, liquid aspirin are being shipped or in low numbers. Yeah, and everybody can't take aspirins either. So no, she had cancer, Sherry. She had it started with like a small lump, and they thought maybe it was benign or whatever. And then the next time we took her back for x-ray, it was like either more or it had spread. It was bigger. And it was just like downhill from there. Because it was like, well, it could go away. Because it's like you could do surgery, but the chances are for, it being taken all the way out or slim. I'm like, I don't even have money for surgery anyway. And if I did. Hey, Growing with Hudson, how are you? Yep, even in Europe. But yeah, I just wanted to bring y'all this story. Thank y'all for coming in. It's late. It's 10:33. But if you want me to do more stories in this form, as far as now, I won't always be off camera, but it's late, y'all, and I'm totally jacked up right now. My eyes are probably showing red right now. But I would be on screen and I would have this up. But y'all let me know. But like I said, if you're watching the replay and you don't see the screen where it says veterinarians warn of mystery dog illness, or oh God, what is it? 100-day cough is what we were talking about. That's because I did not get the StreamYard part where I can actually save the screen. So I didn't want to spend $165 right now. It's too close to Christmas to be doing all that, but probably 2024 I'll splurge and do it. But I thank y'all for coming in. I thank y'all for participating in the comments, because it's so hard to get people to comment, and it's hard to get people to like, and it's like all free. It's just free 99 over here. But that's okay. It's all good. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for coming in. I see regulars in here. I see maybe some new people in here. Welcome to the channel. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll probably have 2 videos. Hopefully not 3. Because I'm going to try to go to Colombia tomorrow and visit my grandbabies. Take them somewhere for the day. So maybe I'll record a little bit of that so y'all can see that as well. But y'all take care. I love you, but God loves you more. He created only one you. Be the best you that you can be. And when you are, go out and spread God's love. Peace, love, and light. Thanks for being here on Tommy Bites TV and Homestead. And I will have a homesteading video on Sunday, along with a news story too.